Hello everybody. So I wanted to today talk about bot Sentinel and Chris Boozy, Amber Heard and all those other people versus LawTube, what you call LawTube. And LawTube being a group of lawyers, and a few of them are not lawyers, but generally who are lawyers who talk about and analyse legal cases. Something that I do myself occasionally, but these guys do it all the time. They make a living out of it. They have monetized channels. I certainly don't have that. They have, people donate them money for super chats, all that sort of thing, and they make lots and lots of money out of that. So this guy called Chris Boozy has recently decided to take them all on as an entire group. So he's trying to get them all, at the very minimum, kicked off Twitter, hopefully YouTube. He has a lot of influence over Twitter, so he can get people banned if he doesn't like them. Generally, no, he doesn't actually work for Twitter, so sometimes they disagree, but generally they go along with it. He says, I don't like this person, here's some made up evidence, and they get banned. That's generally what happens. And he has a little bit of influence over YouTube, and he's trying to get him banned from YouTube as well, because these people are, the lawyers are primarily on YouTube. That's their main platform. They do have some other platforms as well in a lot of cases, but it's mainly YouTube. Like, that's their focus, that's where they get most of their money. And so Chris Boozy, Bot Central have claimed these guys are Johnny Depp fans and that they are attacking Amber Heard, and therefore that they're toxic trolls. Now, these people are actually qualified lawyers. Well, not every single one of them, but most of them. I think that Umbrella guy who gets put into this, and I think there was Asmon Gold, those two are not lawyers, and they don't say they are. I'm not a lawyer. I haven't said I am. But the others, the ones that say they're lawyers, they are lawyers. And they prove it that they're lawyers at different stages. Now, contrary to what Boozy and Bot Central have said, these people are not Johnny Depp fans. And they didn't all have the same opinion about the Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard case. So I didn't really follow all of them, but I had a look at different bits of what a few of them said, and they had quite varying opinions about it. And when we went over onto the Marilyn Manson case, about half of them were supporting Marilyn Manson, half of them were opposing him. So on most cases, they do have a variance of opinion. They don't all say, oh yeah, they're guilty, or they're all saying, oh, they're not guilty. Now, are they biased? Of course they're biased, everybody's biased. But are they all speaking with one voice? No. And I think this is one thing where Chris Boozy is misrepresenting them. So they do appear on each other's channels sometimes, but they're not all saying the same thing. So for example, there's one of them, a black belt barrister who is in England, and he's trying to get the UK judgment thrown out. And he's pretty much the only one doing that. The others are accepting that the UK judgment is valid and incorporating that into the Amber Heard versus Johnny Depp case. There was one of them, can't remember her name, Emily Baker perhaps, and she was saying that she thought that Amber Heard was going to win. Said that right up until the end, but she was saying, with the caveat that she thought that Amber Heard was guilty, but that she was going to win on a technicality. And there were other people that had a variance of opinions. Now, there are people that are Johnny Depp fans, and I've had a look at their content, and I found them quite difficult to watch. I think there's one, Popcorn Planet, that's most definitely a Johnny Depp fan, and maybe even a little bit of a troll. I guess I can't say for sure, but certainly didn't seem to be as fair and balanced as the LawTube people. And obviously when you get ones like that Umbrella guy, well, I'd say he probably is overall quite fair and balanced. He's not a lawyer, and he's not as balanced as the ones that are actually lawyers, the ones like Nate the lawyer. And you can follow, if you have a look at all his stuff about all the different cases, it's all very fair. It's very accurate, it's very in-depth, it's very detailed. It reads like it's written by a lawyer. He's also got a law degree, and he's a practicing lawyer, he's a qualified lawyer. He's actually currently acting as a lawyer. Now, he's not taking on cases because YouTube pays so much. But the other thing is, you can have a channel on YouTube and you can do an hour of it every day and have a full-time job as well. Like, it's not going to take you the entire day to make, a 10-minute video once a day. There are people that practice law and then do that, and I mean, maybe they make $1,000 from that 10-minute video. Wow. I mean, why not do that? And you can still have your job as well. But YouTube potentially can earn more than being a lawyer. And the thing is, they then put in these super chats and all these other things to make money that mean that they can get more than they can as lawyers, and maybe they enjoy it more. Less confrontation, all that sort of stuff. So I'm certainly not questioning whether they're real lawyers. I think they are. The other thing is, and I wanted to say this for myself, and I've said this a few times, but I'm not personally a Johnny Depp fan. So I don't hate the guy. I don't like the guy. I'm sort of a bit neutral towards him. I'm not against him. Like, I was very much against Oscar Pistorius, but I still supported him in his court case because it wasn't about whether or not I supported the person. I was very much against Cardinal George Pell, but I supported him in his court case. And there's been, they're sort of two different things. Now, if you're supporting someone because you are a fan of theirs, I don't think you could give a fair and balanced response to them. And I've seen the ones that are Johnny Depp fans, and when they post things, and they are very different to these people who are posting neutral things. So when you accuse them of being Johnny Depp fans and of not being real lawyers, well, if you're accusing someone who's not a lawyer of not being a lawyer, well, he's not. That Umbrella guy is not a lawyer. Popcorn Planet is not a lawyer. Asmongold is not a lawyer. And they don't say they are. But the ones that say, I'm a lawyer, they show their certificates. You can easily look them up. And it says here they're actually a lawyer. Particularly the ones that say Nate the lawyer or someone the lawyer, Rakita Law. They're real lawyers. And, you're going around accusing them of not being lawyers. I mean, that's potentially defamatory. And I don't know if it meets the criteria for defamation, but it's certainly willfully dishonest. It could easily be checked and potentially career damaging. So why is this guy doing this? Now, he'll tell you that the reason that he's doing it is because, well, he's trying to protect Amber Heard and Twitter and Meghan Markle and all of these poor innocent women from terrible toxic trolls. He's a knight in shining armour. He's a wonderful person, and he's also protecting black people, except that Nate the lawyer is black himself. But not to worry, he's fighting the good fight. He's doing the right thing for everyone. But he's either extremely ignorant or willfully dishonest. And I don't think we can say he's extremely ignorant. He does a lot of research. He's calling himself a data analyst. He's calling himself a data scientist. He's doing all this analysis, showing all this stuff that appears to be real unless you know how to scrutinize things properly. And when you're doing that and then you're still putting willfully false things, it's very different if you just say, oh, I just think they're wrong. You say, oh, I just think they're wrong, and you have no evidence to back it up. It's not defamation, or probably not defamation, because, well, no one's really going to believe you. You need to have that believability in order for it to be defamation. I mean, again, I'm not a lawyer, but it certainly helps to have that believability. You need to have a few people believe it. You need to have some people say, oh yeah, no, I believe that, or at least that's a possibility. Certainly it's an aspect of the defamation. Would someone potentially believe that to be true? If you say it as an opinion, an ill-informed opinion, with no research, no attempted research to back it up, then it's probably not defamation. And the thing is, this guy is claiming to have all this evidence, and he's misrepresented all sorts of things. And so why is he doing it? So perhaps the real reason, a hint to it, is that he was actually called as a witness in Amber Heard's trial against Johnny Depp, an expert witness. And expert witnesses are paid. So who knows how much he was paid. But he got that payment even though he didn't actually appear as a witness. He still got it. Now, I don't know what he got. Maybe he got $20,000, $30,000. And he got that, but then wasn't called. He probably would have got more if he was caught. I don't know how much he got. I'm just speculating an amount. But that makes him a paid employee. And it wouldn't be difficult at all, and it would be perfectly legal for Amber Heard to continue paying him, or potentially for her to say, well, I've paid you $30,000, why don't you earn that money? And because we know that insurance pays for that money, again, perfectly legal, no law's been broken in doing that, at least through the payment side. But she could arguably say, well, you know, I've paid you $30,000, you need to show me some action. And then by the action, he gets, you know, Nate the lawyer, temporarily suspended from Twitter. He's getting that umbrella guy having to deal with false police reports and, you know, and people coming in from child services. And Rakita Law gets banned from Twitter and YouTube. Now, they have admitted to doing all of that. Well, potentially not him directly. There's been a bit of indirect stuff. They're laughing about it. They're being smarmy, going, ha ha ha, aren't we good? We're so good that we get these toxic people banned. Now, is Bot Sentinel, is Chris Boozy performing a valuable service? Potentially, if Twitter agrees that he's performing a service of helping them to work out who to ban, and they think he's accurate with it, potentially that is a service. If there's Twitter users that are going, well, because Twitter doesn't ban enough people, it's good to have a toxicity meter to sort of work out who's toxic. Maybe that's a service. But when all of that's inaccurate, as it is, it's not a service. And when he's using that as a platform to gain himself power so that he can abuse people so as to earn the money that he was paid by someone who lost a court case about defamation, I think that we've got a bit of a problem. I think that, I mean, it does highlight that Twitter has a bit of an issue with the law, and why I hope that Elon Musk, if he takes it over, and hopefully he will now, does get rid of all these bots. And I don't think if Elon Musk gets rid of Bot Central, I think he should. He said he would. I think he should. But Twitter has this long history of having a lot of cyberbullying and not really doing very much about it. Or at least not, certainly not in my opinion, enough. So, yeah, I think Twitter is a problem in itself. Amber Heard's a problem in herself. Chris Boozy is a problem in himself. And it's all sort of combining. But they're going after lawyers. They're not just going after every individual people, they're going after lawyers who you'd think would be really hard to go after. And these people are just so brazen. But they're going after lawyers. Not just that umbrella guy, he's just an ordinary person. But going after people like Nate the lawyer and Rakita Law. I don't know much about them, but seriously, you're going after lawyers. And not just one or two, but a whole group of lawyers. People who have years of a reputation that has been proven over several years. And in some cases, Twitter and YouTube are supporting them. Or at least falling for it, or whatever it might be. This is toxic bullying to a whole other level. Hopefully, the LawTube win, and the world has stopped from such terrible behaviour. Anyway, that's it from me. Bye bye.